Danke, Nicolas.
They got worried that everyone was going to fall asleep, and they wanted to make sure that would happen, so they sent the lavender guy on stage. So we're going to do some meditate. No, I'm kidding. Hello, everyone. So many familiar faces, which makes me come to believe that I have an idea here. I think I have the most that have ever come to the farm in this room ever. So who has been to a farm? Yeah, I think that's the most crowd team that's ever been to the farm. I'm happy. And for those who didn't raise your hands, we'll talk after. So I think I was extremely well introduced. I have the... I got on stage almost with Baby Shark, but Alice wouldn't play it. Oh, you did? I didn't. I have the immense pleasure of working with all of our corporate farms, partner farms, and I also get to work with all of the oils coming from Europe, Middle East, Africa. So basically, I have the coolest job at Young Living. Don't listen to the others, it's not true, I have it, okay? And I come from an incredible region in the south of France with beautiful landscapes of lavender. Most of you have been there, which also is a place that holds a lot of history. A lot of history for Young Living, but lavender is called the mother of aromatherapy for a reason. It is a little bit the spark, the start of it all, right? And you saw this video, this introductory video with Gary. That was I really like this video. But you saw it says after Gary came to France and he studied lavender, he came back, right? You all heard this? Well, I have something you might not know that fits perfectly actually with today's event. Vijay said that the oil symbolizing today's event is what? Cyprus. Did you actually know that the first time Gary came to the south of France to visit us was in the winter? There was no lavender in the winter, and what was actually being distilled was
Cyprus.
So there is a lot of meaning also there. Cyprus is an oil that even for me holds a lot of importance. We used to basically cut the cypress branches in the winter to kind of help the people just landscaping. The farmers would go do landscaping on people's properties that had cypress, just cut them down. They would get the branches for free. They would distill and make the oil. Cypress is an incredible oil. It is what usually we used to use on our farms to slow down winds, to block a little bit that energy. So it's a very powerful oil. Now, today, I have a lot that I want to share with you about, but I always have to start with seed to seal. And I don't know who maybe has seen me share a little bit about, our standards and the quality commitment we have at Young Living. You might think, I know this already. You're right. And in this generation, we always think newer is better. We always want new, better. I don't agree. I like, what's old school, that's proven its efficiency, that we can just improve on. Don't give me a new car. Give me an old car that's proven it works, and this way I can repair and maintain it for a long time. Seed to seal, I can't stop sharing about it. It is what holds all of our products. It guarantees what you have in those bottles. And I need to share with you, or for those of you who haven't heard exactly what it is, always parts of it. So, what is seed to seal? Seed to seal is a quality commitment. That means that we commit to you that everything you hold in your bottles, you know what we've researched, you know the quality that is there. You know that the quality in the lavender essential oil is going to be at least in comparison, a similar quality of oil in cinnamon, a similar quality of oil in rosemary. No matter what, you're going to have a quality oil. But every oil being different, every distillation, every country, every field, every soil being different, means we need to do a lot of research. And so comes seed to seal. We need to control every aspect of the making of our oils, from seed to seal. And every step holds equal importance. So if you know how to cultivate a plant, you're the best organic farmer in the world, but you have no clue how to use a distillery, not a quality oil. Every step is as important. This is what seed to seal represents, but it actually represents even more than that. And after, traveling a lot, working with a lot of different farmers, working on all this, I needed a way to basically explain what seed to seal just held together. And the best way I found it is as a virtuous cycle. Do you know what a virtuous cycle is? Nope. Okay. Do you know what a vicious cycle is? Nope. Anybody here? Hello? You don't know what a vicious cycle is? Okay. Well, a virtuous cycle is when everything gets better and better with time, okay? That means that every step helps and promotes the next. A vicious cycle is where everything degrades over time. So you put chemicals in your field, your soil quality goes down, more disease happen, that's a vicious cycle. A virtuous cycle, you improve, you actually add beneficial plants that add organic matter, so that's a virtuous cycle. And now I like to present seed to seal as a virtuous cycle because the quality of the oil, of course, is our number one goal. But there's so much that fits into this. In order to obtain a quality product, you need to make sure that the soil in which that product grows and comes from is not going to be deteriorated over time. Yeah? And so you need to make sure that you better the soil as you use it. Work with nature. Help that soil continue to grow. And then, to obtain a quality product, you also need to make sure that the communities, the workers, the people that make and create this beautiful product are taken care of, right? That they're actually earning a fair living, that they can feed their family, or else it's not going to be sustainable. And so, yes, if I want to share about seed to seal, I can share about the seed itself, the importance of seeds. I can share about the quality of the steam and distillation. I can share about all those factors. But every single aspect, the people that make the oil, the soil in which it grows, are important. And so the way to see it is a virtuous cycle. Now, we're not perfect. We research, we try always, but this is our goal. This is our vision, like Kobus was sharing. If Young Living vision is seed to seal, we want to do this virtuous cycle of continuously bettering and improving ourselves, and never sitting down and saying, we're the best. Because the people behind us will catch us up. Because we've shown that way already now. The road is paved. So we need to keep advancing. Now, when Gary started Seed to Seal, he understood at the time there was no other way to guarantee a quality than to have your own farms. This was the only way to do proper research and to really control every aspect. And so from this, we actually now, not exactly, give me a minute, you'll see another map soon, but this is the map that we most recently have, where you can see all of our corporate farms, and you can see all of our partner farms, which are extremely important as well. The partners actually bring us extremely, I would say, invaluable quality of oil, but they were already established. Why isn't there all purple on this map? Because if there's already people working, distilling, and knowing the plant in that region, we don't need to go there. We can actually partner with them, help them, promote the communities. So this is why we also have both. We have corporate and partner farms. Now, I always ask this question. I want to find someone that figures it out. what do we gain from having our farms? Is translation working? Can somebody speak German on stage? Warum no? Was, how do you say, what do we gain from our farms? Was gewinnen wir von unseren Farmen? Ja? I want answers, even in German. Experiences, yeah? If you've been to the farm, experiences, sorry. Quality, right? We get to research, we get to actually bring an incredible oil. Experience, quality, anything else?
Purpose.
What? Trust. All right, you have trust issues, but control. Full control will go in quality. All right. Seeds. Yeah, we gather seeds.
Passion.
Participate in the harvest, which is teaching, education. Very important, right? For us to be able to share with you what quality of oil you have. You understand it, but then you can also teach it to others. Education. Now, there's always one that nobody thinks of.
Passion.
Sorry?
Passion.
Every detail.
Sorry.
Love in every detail.
Love in every detail. Okay, I like it.
Purpose.
What? Soil and plants? Soul in the plant. I've never seen a soulless plant. Oh, maybe IKEA plastic plants. Okay, yeah, I get you. But one thing that people don't think of, which is actually very important, is expertise. Now, let me paint you a little bit of a scenario. If you have one company, which is actually all companies, that hires a buyer. Do you know what a buyer is? The guy that buys stuff. It's kind of a fun job. They hire a buyer and they say, okay, you're working in an essential oil company now, so buy oils. Now, this buyer, doesn't have prior knowledge. What is quality? Where do I buy oil? So he goes to a conference and he says, what do you sell? Cinnamon? Cool. What's the price? With cinnamon? Okay. That's kind of the industry, right? People working in offices, which is fine when you work in the automobile industry. But when you work with plants, it's hard to take that guy and train him into the knowledge he needs to make that decision. He needs to comprehend soil quality, he needs to comprehend the different, I would say, qualities of steam, how long to distill. So when this guy goes out and says, what do you produce? Cinnamon? Oh, and can I see the plants? Okay, and what type of soil? What's the pH? Okay, do you use anything? Like all those questions. Where do they come from if you're just a buyer in an office, right? And I don't want to be negative towards them. It's not their fault, but you need some place to train, right? Well, at Young Living, we have incredible places to train, and we have incredible experts. We have, for example, I just chose 3 that I like, but Ishmael works in St. Mary's. He's just took all the fences 2 years ago off of the farm because he noticed that the natural deers and animals that were walking the farm, the hooves and the way that they actually step on the soil activates the soil and regenerates it. So it's something that he studied and he learned because he's there. Orlando, which is one of our, he's an incredible agronomist. He's now specializing in citrus oil, but he has an incredible background. He started at Finca. He was able and given the tools to really grow in that space, to research and comprehend so many ways that you can naturally farm and grow essential oils. And so now he's at a point that we send him in all of South America and all the US to go and do audits and work with suppliers or partners and better all of their process. We need those experts, and we won't have experts if we don't have a farm or a place to teach them, or for them to even teach us to research, right? So expertise is also what we get. Now, I promised I wasn't talking about lavender today, because apparently I talk about that too much. So I want to make kind of a cool announcement. We have something new. I don't know if really everybody figured it out. It was announced at convention this year, but we've updated that map a little bit. And we have 2 really, really cool new partnerships. Do you know about them? Nope. We have Morocco and we have Sri Lanka. Both of those partner farms are incredible. And I opened a little bit with C2CO because I will talk about the oils coming from those farms, but I also wanted to talk about the other aspects, the soil quality, the communities around those farms, because they're very important. Now, from Morocco, right now in the partnership, we're getting 2 oils, rosemary and myrtle. And from Sri Lanka, we're also currently getting 2 oils, cinnamon and clove. Now I say currently because once we have a partner farm, we usually research together a lot of different other plants that we could be doing in the partnership. So we start with really the main focuses of the plant, but then we can diversify. So that might change. But do you understand, or do you have any idea why we have those 2 partnerships and what do they bring to us? Which for me is something I've been working for so long on that I'm eager to announce. So we get rosemary, we get cinnamon, we get clove. Does any of those oil remember a blend? Thieves. Actually, if you look at this map, you'll now know that the entirety of all the oils in Thieves are attached to a partner farm. That means that every single ingredient in that Thieves blend, you can go and visit yourself. So if anybody tells you anything, oh, the oils is blah, 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 well, just tell them to go and visit, because it's all open now. It's all here for you to come and discover these incredible oils. So part of the Thieves rebrand that they've announced was actually that, bringing transparency so that everyone could go and see every ingredient for themselves. This picture is actually taken in Sri Lanka, and this is a cinnamon tree right there. Now, I want to share a little bit about those 2 partnerships. This is in Morocco. Currently in Morocco, they wild harvest the rosemary. Wild harvesting is great in terms of quality of oil. The plant is growing completely on its own in its natural habitat. The only thing that man does is just goes and harvests it. So in quality of oil, it's great. Now in sustainability, sometimes with wild harvesting, you can have an issue. If the demand becomes too high, if too many people want rosemary oil, then collectors that, sometimes don't have the best pay and are paid by volume will try and harvest more and more and more. And also for those collectors, it's a lot of work, trust me, we've been doing it, to make sure that they're really being paid and treated properly. You need to really be present and have partnerships in place to make sure that everyone is being fairly paid for the work that they do. But the main issue is not the quality, the main issue is really the sustainability when the market goes up. And now that was the purpose of this partnership, because the work that we did in Morocco was to find a partner that is willing to start actually planting and growing fields of rosemary, so that we can replicate the quality that we already have from nature, but make sure that every plant is going to be treated properly and we're not going to have an impact on the market where a lot of the rosemary could disappear in the wild. This is something that we've done in Croatia on helichrysum back in the years, and this is something that we're doing now in Morocco. Now this is for the oil, but like I said, we also have all of those other aspects that are really important to us, right? In Morocco, for example, a lot of the person that are working on the farm or in the fields are women. And the partner that we have has make it their point and work to make sure that these women are extremely well paid and it's their money, which actually is some form of a problem in Morocco. Usually when a woman is hired in Morocco, she's paid in cash, she goes home, the cash is taken from her. And so with the partner we have, the first thing they do when they hire someone, they say, we have to pay you in your bank account. And if they say, I don't have a bank account, they accompany her to the nearest bank, they open an account for her in her name with her, and then all of the things. So like I said, that's sustainable. That means that you have community that is going to thrive. It's all those little aspects that fit inside this virtuous cycle. And oil quality I can talk about also, but I don't have that much time. Now, another location, Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is just, I was there, I was so happy to be there. So the oil I'm showing you right now, can you guess what it is?
Clove.
Clove, yeah, good. You're answering, thank you. I had a problem during this audit. Do you see how he goes and collects clove? They actually failed a part of the audit. Because he has this tiny little rope, he goes to really high, and he's collecting. He's done this all his life. And I said, well, that's a safety issue for us. Like, he could fall. They're like, but he's never fallen. I'm like, well, he could fall. But yeah, that is one point that we're talking with. But other than that, every single farm that I visited in Sri Lanka is incredible because they're all tiny. They're all family operated. Every farm is extremely diverse. There's no tractor. I saw one tractor which is tiny. They're just moving leaves around. But everywhere else I've been, it's all hand done. It's hand planted, it's hand taken, it's hand collected. And they do everything in a variety of plants. And so they'll have some cinnamon, they'll have some clove trees up there, then they'll have some black pepper, they'll have some turmeric, they'll have all those plants growing all together in a really, really cool little aspect, and they'll do everything by hand. So it was, for me, it was like, oh, I love it here. And we found this partner that also works a lot with all of those people, making sure that a lot is given back to the community. So all the oils coming from there are fair trade. So basically all of the oils coming from there, a part of it is brought back to the communities in different ways, which could be in tuition for school, for the kids of the farmers, or it could be in different, I would say, community objectives and, improving the school, improving the hospital, improving parts of it. But also the partner we have has made kind of a decision to really, really focus on the well-being of their employee. And so part of the employees manage a really big garden at the facility with a lot of different vegetables, and every day all the workers that are fairly paid, this is just extra, right? They're fairly paid basis. But then all of them can actually bring some vegetables for free from there, or they can actually even they compost all of the material that is harvested. They produce different natural fertilizer, compost, and I would say even liquid fertilizer from the material that is distilled, which they give back to the farmers for free. So every little aspect is maintained so that they really all are well integrated and taking care of their communities. And this as well is the same for cinnamon, because all of those actually are planted and grown together. Now I actually have a small video. No, I don't. Oh, where is it? The cinnamon one. I have a video. It was when I was there visiting them for the first time, and I wanted to share a little bit because this is only on cinnamon. Yeah, I tried doing the same, it didn't work. So I'm really excited about those two places, and I'm really excited actually because I've been there, I love them, but I'm excited to actually get to see it through your eyes soon. So I hope that very soon you can all join and come to Morocco with me, or come and visit Sri Lanka and see just the work of those people. And, you know, I always say, we get so much good energy from you coming to the farms. You know, we like all of those farmers work so hard year round, and when you come and you share just how much that oil has benefited you or how much you love this oil, it's really precious to everyone. And so I'm also excited for them to get to have all of that energy come their way and actually feel how really they're having a positive impact in so many people's lives. I could share about distillation, but I'm not gonna. I don't have time. And plus, you're all gonna come to a farm, right? So for those who don't know distillation, come visit. It's free. We'll be nice. We won't make you work too hard, but a little bit. But all of our farms are open, right? That's the point. They're open so that we can share with you all of the work, and you can then share with others what it takes to actually make a quality oil. Now, before I go today, I have a surprise. I was given the ability to have a surprise, but ooh, thank you, goodbye. Do you know what this is? See, I am allowed to talk about lavender, right? Lavender. Apparently, someone was very kind to find 3 of those boxes, even though it was completely sold out at convention, and bring them here. And I get to pick. No, I don't. Okay, I was gonna get to pick. And I don't get to pick, but some lucky 3 people are going to get 1 box. And you've actually picked yourself who gets the boxes by just sitting down. So if you look under your chairs, I'm kidding, no I am not. 3 of you should have a ticket. It's under the chair, right? No, it wasn't a joke, go ahead. Okay, those who find a ticket, come.